So do you need a coach? Look, we're going to get straight into this today, but I do want to quickly say that I am not a coach. I have been a coached athlete for a couple of years. Yes, at Nero we do have some coaching and I will drop their links below. But to be honest, guys, I couldn't give a crap if you get a coach or not. Don't worry, this is not just going to be like, oh, you should get a coach if you've got an event coming up that you want to do really well at. Or, oh, you want to get a little bit better at cycling. No. These are going to be a little bit more left of center. Things that have popped into my head when I've thought about who should get a coach. And the first person is the person who has plateaued, but plateaued from just this huge breadth of events. All right, let me explain. So if you're the person who potentially is just doing lots of weekend racing, you're doing some gravel riding with mates, you're doing some mountain biking, your brain is constantly filled with the next event. You can't look 2 or 3 months down the track because you're constantly trying to find that almost instant gratification from that next event. Here's the thing, eventually just this quantity of stuff you're doing is going to plateau your performance. And I say performance because you're conscious of that, right? Maybe you've done the same fondo twice in a row and you've kind of done a similar time or performance both times and you know it. So if you know it and you're just filling your calendar with more stuff, then it's probably time for a coach. The flip side, that I don't need a coach. See what I did? How I made this? Yeah, visual prompts and everything. The flip side of that is this person who's filling their calendar with more and more stuff, more and more events, and you're just getting into mountain biking, you're just getting into gravel riding, and you love it. You love it. The more events that you can find and do, the better you are enjoying cycling. And the word performance hasn't come into this, or potentially you are still on this trajectory up where you've just started riding and the more stuff you do, the better you have gone. If it hasn't crossed your brain that, oh, you know what, like kind of did the same time like at that gravel race last time that I did this year. If that thought hasn't crossed your mind, then you don't need a coach. Just keep filling your calendar with stuff and get out there and buy baggy shorts and lycra and alt sunglasses and normal sunglasses and just enjoy it. So that's the don't need a coach person. The second potential person who needs a coach is, do you feel guilty every time you jump on the bike? All right, let me explain. Look, we all have family, friends, job pressures that are going on. And if you get on the bike, if the first 10 or 15 minutes of your bike ride, you're mentally thinking to yourself, what am I doing? Like, I should be doing that. I should be with the kids. I should be doing that report. Like, if that's what your brain is doing for the first 10 or 15 minutes of your bike ride, and you're thinking to yourself, hang on, I should be enjoying this. What am I doing? I'm just stressing myself out by getting out here for this directionless ride. Well, trust me, and yeah, this obviously comes from a bit of personal experience, but a coach can really, really help with that because it gives it direction. It gives your riding purpose. And look, ultimately, yes, it is a selfish thing because you are just almost clearing your own brain, your own mind, that the thing you are doing suddenly has purpose. But it really does help. And if you get a good coach, a coach that works with you one-on-one, not only can it alleviate that pressure for you, but it also can structure the riding that you do. So the reality of your day and those stresses, you can start to actually put them into time blocks and things like that. So the second person who potentially does need a coach is if riding is a bit of a guilt thing for you. Now, the flip side of that is the person who probably does wear one of these and wears them at a cafe. If you have time for a pre-ride coffee, a mid-ride cafe cake stop, a post-ride coffee, and then maybe you meet up with the guys and girls that you rode with for maybe a lunch after the ride. Yeah, riding's not a guilty pleasure for you. That is not a big concern for you. Guys, if that is you and performance is not really a big thing, then wear your cafe hat beautifully lufted, or down here, we need to do a Fashion Friday on that, don't we? And do that, and just love life and don't get a coach. The third person who maybe needs a coach is, well, okay, look, if you have gone out recently and bought ceramic speed chains, jockey wheels, you've waxed your chain, you've got carbon rail saddles, look, you are looking for the 1%ers. And the reason you're looking for the 1%ers is because, well, you're being dropped by your mates. You're thinking this ceramic drive chain is going to be the solution to you riding away from them on the climb. Well, I got a news flash for you. It's not going to help. But here's the thing. Anyone can go out and buy that stuff. That's absolutely fantastic. Bling out your bike. But if you're doing it, if you are doing it because performance matters, there's bigger gains to be made with a coach. So if performance matters to you and it's ceramic jockey wheels, no. It's a coach. Give it a crack. Should we go backwards? Yeah, we're going to go backwards this time. Visual cue time. Don't ever do this, by the way. The flip side of that is if you are the guy riding a 10 kilo gravel bike and you are still dropping your mates and you love it, and you don't want to go and race actual people who are clearly at your level, then you don't need a coach, clearly. You just enjoy life, dropping all your mates on your 10 kilo gravel bike, put your Shimano 105 and watch the boys with EPS just drop out behind you. If you are that guy and you've got no interest in sort of moving along the chain, then love life, don't get a coach. All right, the fourth reason that popped into my head when it comes to getting a coach or not, look, is if you are sitting down and you are watching some guy on YouTube tell you why or why you shouldn't get a coach, or worse, you've subscribed to his channel in some misguided hope that he's going to give you some nugget of information that's going to help you become a better cyclist, then potentially getting a coach might be a more successful route for you to become a better cyclist.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Seriously, guys, the amount of information, conflicting information that's out there on YouTube. If I was starting out riding a bike now, and we have this conversation with Jesse all the time, just the absolute wave of information that you can get on everything related to riding a bike. The noise that you must hear as a new cyclist is just intense. And guys, I'm sorry, but the majority of it is slop. And it's certainly not targeted to you as an athlete who wants to perform well. So if you are relying on said YouTubers, don't do it. Get a coach. Links below. Not affiliated, whatever. Just get a coach somewhere. Now, if you are alternatively the kind of person who every cycling vlogger annoys you, right? And it annoys you because they all frame their information as personal experience. Except it only normally takes like 2 or 3 paragraphs, or maybe like 2 or 3 minutes into said vlog, that they're suddenly spruiking some kind of scientific fact that they may or may not have read from the back of a cereal packet, and it's now proof that you need to do the thing that they're telling you, which was initially just experience. Whilst the vloggers who are coaches, who actually are really good coaches, say things like, well, it differs from athlete to athlete, or everyone's different and we tailor things specifically for individual athletes. You already know that. Well, you don't need a coach because you're not looking around YouTube for the golden nugget. You're just laughing at some bloke wearing a cycling hat because that somehow defines the different characters that he's playing on screen. So guys, real short one today, and I'll tell you why actually, because I was coming back on a ride the other day and this guy went past me, as most people do these days, and he rode past me and started talking to me about the videos, etc., and I delved a little bit deeper into his riding. He was a C grader trying to become a B grader, okay? And he was out doing 170k day. And he does these days very, very often. And I'm thinking to myself going like, oh my God, like there are so many people out there who are just putting themselves through a huge amount of training, directionless training. And it kind of got me thinking about, well, because I mentioned to the guy, I said, do you have a coach? He said, no, I wouldn't do that, not going to get a coach. And I just thought to myself, like, that's kind of strange, because in our sport, we don't want to do that. Whereas if it's something like golf or tennis, it's like, oh yeah, I want to get a better forehand or a better backhand, I'll get some coaching for a couple of weeks. Like it's not even, it's a no-brainer. That's what you do. Why am I still wearing the hat? Anyway, guys, I hope you really enjoy that. Obviously, I had a bit of a fun take at it, and I hope you appreciate that. But do let me know in the comments below, what are some other interesting you do or don't need a coach theories you might have. I don't want to hear anything like, well, I got an event coming up. Couldn't give a crap, all right? I want more interesting things. And alternatively, if there is any interest out there in my coaching services, I offer coaching services on how to color block, also about how to navigate your way through a new UI interface on a Karoo 2. That's the only coaching I am offering. Alrighty, guys, I will see you real soon. Talk to you. That isn't it. Talk to you. That was, yeah, it's a Dublin. Yeah, I haven't said that for a while. Don't know why I suddenly said that. Anyway, peace.